Alright, here we go. We're gonna do a pit walkthrough. Pit walkthrough. Or ride through. There you go, they got all the flavors right here. Alright, hey, Hazy Mega here. Welcome from Streets of Willow Raceway. So this is kind of my my AAR vlog for yesterday. Alright, it was Friday. I think it's July 31st or something. So yesterday we had a M1GP track day. So it was my first time riding here at Streets of Willow, and I was doing it on mini bikes. And I was a little worried at first, but it's perfectly fine to ride a mini bike here, okay? They had like a short configuration, and then or they called it medium. There's a medium configuration, and then there's a big configuration. All right. The big was for the bigger bikes because there's a section behind there. It kind of reminds me of Button Willow a little bit, but yeah, once you get to that back section, there's something called the bowl. All right, it's like a banked, kind of tight bank turn, and you could literally just be wide open throttle through the whole thing. It's insane, dude. If you had like a really fast bike, maybe you're not gonna be a full throttle, but yeah, you could really get on it. And yeah, so I was surprised how well both bikes did. All right, the Light B is actually pretty fast out here. People were pretty amazed. I was keeping up with like big bikes, okay, like 300, 600 cc liter bikes. Yeah, I was keeping up with them, at least in the corners most of the time, you know. Yeah, so Streets of Willow is a really, it's not a kart track, but it's a very technical track, okay, is what I'm gonna say. A lot of kind of tight turns and stuff, so it's actually good for these bikes. All right, and I'm hitting about max speeds 71 miles an hour on the Light B, and then the KLX will do like around 60. All right, because there's kind of like a downhill section. So that's another thing different about this course that I've never ridden on these bikes. This course has elevation changes. It goes up and it goes down. So yeah, and yeah. Well, another thing about the course is the pavement is all beat up. There's like cracks and stuff all over and stuff. So I guess it's okay for Supermoto, man. But yeah, dude, I think if you hit those cracks the wrong way, you're gonna go down. That's what I'd say. So I had a problem. So yeah, it was hot yesterday. Afternoon. Yeah, after about noon, it just got really hot. It was like 105 yesterday. and before that everything was great. And it's always the same story with the Light B. You know, it's it runs great until it gets hot, and then yeah. So track days are really bad for electric motorcycles. That's what I've learned. They just get hotter and hotter throughout the day. If it's 100 degrees out, your battery's already 100 degrees before you even start, you know, riding. So you have that little threshold to cross until it shuts off. So and that's what happened to me. All right, so I was just this is the story. I wanted to ride the big course, all right, because I actually did ride the big course on both of these bikes, and like I said, it was just wide open throttle on that last section. And before I came into it, the bowl section, the battery overheated. I was like, oh shit, and I knew what happened already, and I was like, uh-oh, the battery overheated, and we're not going to be able to get it started. So I had to hike all the way back from the bowl all the way here. Okay, so yeah, that sucked. In the sun, right when it got hot. So me and the bike just, yeah, couldn't take it anymore. So well, I could still keep on going, but the bike couldn't. So yeah, I had to take it back, let the bike cool off. I think I did about 8 track sessions yesterday. Okay, what I would do, because we had 30-minute track sessions, and that was like, it's too long, man. You'd be 30 on, 30 off, 30 on, 30 off. So what I would do is I would hop on with the Light B and then go for like 10-15 minutes, and then I'd head back in the pits, grab the KLX back there, and then yeah, and then we'd do that for one session. And then sometimes I would do, because I have to let the Light B rest, is what I'm gonna say. So sometimes I would do the KLX back to back and then hop on the Light B. I would switch it up a little bit. I think that helped. Today I don't think we're gonna have that much problem with the bike getting too hot, okay? Because we're only gonna go out 3 times today, all right? We're only gonna race once today. We're gonna go out for practice, all right? My plan, here's the plan, all right? Plan is to go out and practice on the KLX, okay? So I'm gonna do the practice on the KLX. It's basically a sighting lap. I rode the track yesterday. I know what's up, you know. And then we'll take the Light B out for the heat race. All right, we'll do the heat race. Then we'll come back. We'll throw the fans on the bike, and I'll swap the battery pack out. I'm not even gonna charge the batteries until this evening. Okay, and then we'll do the main race, and then that'll be it for today. And then just chill the rest of the day. So I think today will be far less exhausting than yesterday. I definitely hit heat exhaustion yesterday. Definitely, when you could feel your fingers cramping when you're trying to pull the throttle. Yeah, dude, you know, you're like, uh-oh, I think I'm dehydrated now. so that definitely happened. I think I didn't do the last 2 or 3 track sessions. There was just too much track time. Which is a good thing. And it was like super hot, so it's like, yeah, you know, it was kind of like that for everybody else. Some people would just go off and then come back on. It was almost like a just open track day, man. It was awesome. I got to meet some pretty cool people. I tried to catch up to this Grom that was out there, and I was amazed how freaking fast it was. I was like, holy crap, that's a Grom, because the Grom is fasting like big bikes. That's like, holy shit. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. That's what I want to say. Okay, so yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna go race the open asphalt mini. So we're gonna race. That's the one I should have raced last time. So there's not as many classes this time. So yeah, should be fun. I don't know who is out here racing minis, but yeah, it should be fun. As long as I have a good race, I don't care. We'll see how the Light B does. So far it's been doing great, but we'll see how it does during a race with people that know how to ride. There was a lot of newbies out there on the track, that's for sure, yesterday. So that's probably why I was passing so many big bikes. It's pretty amazing though. I remember I was drag racing a Ninja 300 on the straight, and I was like, yeah, I was like on him. He wasn't getting away, you know, on the straight. He was just barely pulling away. So there you go. I can keep up with the 300, you know, barely, you know. but they'll pull away from me. So, all right. So I guess we're gonna go sign up, and I gotta go eat. I gotta make sure I keep my energy up. I might be running out of water soon. All right, let's make up. All right, hey, this Meg here. So I just got done watching Star Wars Bad Batch, and I just got done editing all the track day videos, and I have all the lap time datas compiled for just the track days. Okay, so maybe after all the racing is done and all the riding is done, I will get the I actually have we use a transponder for the races. Okay, but so the way I got these lap times is I watched the video. Okay, I did it a little different this time. Normally I watch the video and then I get a stopwatch, and then when I cross the finish line I start the stopwatch, and then I cross the finish line again, I hit lap. Okay, and I just keep on doing that until we do all the laps, and then I got all the numbers and I type it down. And so that's the way I normally do it. This time I used the video editing program to do it. Okay, so basically what I did was I started the video, I wrote down the time right before the finish line. All right, I wrote that time down, and then I either watched the video or I fast forward it to the time that I go back to the finish line, and then I write that time down. Okay, and then I subtract the later time from the earlier time, and then that gives me my lap time. Okay, so that's how I got these lap times. And then I use an app on my phone that subtracts time for you. Okay, because Hayes Megas doesn't do some fancy math, and adding and subtracting time is kind of difficult. So I'll say, okay, and yeah, so that's how I got the lap times. All right, and then I put so I grouped it. I pretty much did it in order. So like I mentioned, every track session, it was 30 minutes. That's a lot of track time, 30 minutes. Okay, and the light beam won't like that, especially when it gets hot. Okay, so what I did was I split the one track session up for both bikes. Okay, so I had a GPS with me, and it has the time that you've been out there. If you reset it before you go out, it'll have your time. So after it counted about 15 minutes, I pulled off of the track, I went into the pit, and I grabbed the other bike, and then we head up back out on the track. Okay, and then I did it in a way, I mentioned in the video, but I did it in a way where like it would give the light beam more time to rest. Okay, so I would take the KLX out, and then I would take the KLX out for the next track session, and then that would give it like twice as long to cool down. All right, I didn't have to really worry about heat until like afternoon, and it got really freaking hot. Okay, yeah. Anyway, let's go take a look at the lap times, and we'll do some comparisons for just the track day. Okay, all right, here's we go. All right, so here you go. I've got all the lap times down. I'm just gonna hold the camera up to the monitor like this, and we'll check them out. All right, so this is the first practice and the first time taking the light beam out, like I mentioned. So this is the first practice, this is the first track session. All right, and like I said, we took the light beam out once, and then we took the KLX out once. All right, you can see we didn't get that much time on the KLX. So this was the very first track session, and our times weren't very good because I didn't know what I'm doing. All right, I have no idea. I had never been on the track before, and I didn't know what to expect, so I was kind of just following people around the track. All right, so for the first lap we got 143, and then 41, and then I started twisting it, and we got 39, 38, 39, 40. So those are pretty slow times. Our fastest time was 138.987. all right, but it's pretty much, yeah, 138. That was our fastest. Okay, and then compared to the light B, about the same time. So 138, 139, 137 was our fastest time. Okay, so yeah, we're actually faster in the KLX on the first session than the light B. Okay, not by much though. Okay, so second session rolls around, and Hades Omega is kind of already figuring out the track, so it's time to go faster. All right, so we take the KLX out again. Okay, so this is the KLX, And then this is the light B, like I mentioned, like I wanted to give the light B more time to rest. All right, so we're doing 134s, 135s, 136, 135, and our fastest was the last lap with a 133.982. That's pretty good. I also want to mention that these are the medium track. Okay, this is the medium track configuration. We only did the big bike track configuration like twice. Okay, so all right, and then we took the light B out, and the light B got a 131, 132, 131, 132. Our fastest time at 131.928. So we're already smoking the KLX. Okay, that just goes to show you how much faster the light B is compared to the KLX on a bigger track. Okay, the biggest I think the biggest thing about the KLX was that the gearing was not good. Like it would just run out of gearing really quick. Okay, it would hit top speed real quick. Whereas the light B, we hit like 70 miles an hour. You know, I think we could have gone faster if Hades Omega had held the throttle open longer. But yeah, that's pretty fast. I know we can do about 80 miles an hour, but like that's kind of like a stretch. Okay. All right, but yeah, 131 is our fastest for the light B, and 133 is fastest for KLX. So we're already like 2 seconds faster on the light B. All right, third practice session comes along. What happened here? Yeah, for whatever reason on the third practice, I can't remember what happened, man, but I only went out on the KLX once. And we got a 138 for the first lap, 134. Also, I want to point out that if the times are kind of long, it's probably because I got stuck behind a slower rider. I was trying to pass somebody. Okay, so these lap times aren't like perfect, okay, because there's other people on the track and they're slowing you down. So here's a 138, 134, 135s, 133 is our fastest, 133.1, and 134.971. So 33, the last one we got a 31, or almost, that's pretty much a 32 right there. No, we hit it, we did it twice though, see? So yeah, it looks like the light B is 2 seconds faster than the KLX. So if we were to race the KLX and the light B, most likely the light B would win. Okay, on this track. Okay, is what I'm gonna say. All right, and here's the fourth practice. We took the, okay, this is when we overheated the light B. All right, this is the fourth practice. We overheated the light B. Oh, this is the big track also. So yeah, this is the big track where it overheated, and we got 2 good laps in before the bike overheated. Okay, I was going for that third one, and then poof, it overheated. So we got 1 minute and 55.4 seconds, and then 1 minute 56.43 seconds. Okay, the KLX. Then we took the KLX out after I cooled down a whole lot because I had to hike all the way back to the pits. All right, and so what happened? Move this down here. Okay, so what happened was on the big track we got 157.95, 157, 158, 157. So our fastest time was 157, and our fastest time was 155 here. So that just goes to show that the light B is a second or two faster than the KLX. So it is indeed faster on a bigger track. Okay, especially because we have a higher top speed. So gearing plays a big difference. Okay, so I wish I put a bigger sprocket, at least a bigger counter sprocket, on the KLX before going out. That probably would have helped our lap times, is what I'm gonna say, because it was a big track. You're just holding that throttle wide open for a lot. All right, and then we went out one time in the light B after it cooled down, and we're getting 135, 133s, 135, and 140. All right, not very consistent, Merlin. Oh, but you have, like I mentioned, there's people on the track, so it's not like we're doing time trials or anything, you know. But we got a 133.9 again. Okay, so let's kind of compare all of them. I can tell you this: the light B is faster in the morning. All right, it's always faster in the morning. After like the first track session. So like I said, the first track session, well, we're trying to figure out where we're going, so that's why our times were the worst. Okay, I think the fastest times that you're going to put down on the light B are like the second, maybe the second or third session. Okay, because the bike isn't that hot yet, you know. The weather isn't that hot, so the weather plays a big part
in how on your lap times on an electric bike, especially one that's air cooled. That's what I want to say, okay? But yeah, we hit a 131.9, and we hit 131. No, we hit 133. So we're 2 seconds slower by the end of the day. Yeah, it could have. Yeah, I think when I was editing the videos, Hades Omega was saying, "Hey, don't get on the throttle all the way. I don't want the bike to overheat." So I was kind of holding back a little bit. Is what I'm gonna say. But yeah, it seems like the second session was the best time actually for the whole day. 131. Yup. Yeah. Okay. So, and the KLX's best time was 137, 133, 133. Yeah, 133. 133 and what? We said 131 was the fastest? Yeah, and we did it twice too. So 133 and 131. So 2 seconds. Yeah, the KLX is 2 seconds faster. So let's just kind of look at each individual bikes. Okay, so we were doing anywhere from 143 in the beginning, all right? Anywhere from 143 to 138, okay? And then in the second session, we were doing 131s and 132s. That's really good, okay? And then the third session, I wanted to go out on the big track, so those don't really count. All right, and we kind of compared those already too. I wish we could have done more of the big track, but. And then in the final practice, we were doing 133s to 140s, okay? So I would say average time 132 is what I want to say. All right, let's go take a look at the KLX 170. The first track session, we were doing 137s to 139s, all right? And then here, we're doing 133 to 138. All right, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. We only really went out twice on the. Well, we went out 3 times on the KLX. So it seems like 133. Yeah, 133's. We got 133 twice for our fastest time. So that seems to be the time for the KLX. Okay, 133 versus a 131. All right, very interesting data. Okay, there you go. So that is the lap analysis for just the track day portion. Okay, when I get done editing all the videos, we'll take a look at all the track times for the individual races, and we'll see what we got. You know what? I don't know. It depends. Oh, I'll tell you this. I didn't really race anybody. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't race anybody the whole weekend. All right. During the races, it was just basically another track day session because the bikes were so much faster than mine. All right. It was against those pesky CRF 150R and 230R. Yeah, the CRF 230s, man, and those are tough customers for the Light B is what I'm gonna say. Yeah, if the Light B is worse than if the KLX, I know if the Light B can't beat him, I'm pretty sure the KLX can't beat him. Okay, the only thing so what I've seen is like the KLX. The best thing it's got going for it, it's just as fast as the Light B. The Light B's got a higher top speed, okay, because that higher RPMs, it can do higher RPMs. But the handling is better on the KLX. That's the one thing it's got going for it. That KX suspension is pretty damn good, and if we had better tires for it, like real slicks or something, it'd be even better. That's what I'm thinking, okay, but. Yeah, I really feel the need to use tire warmers. I did bring them, but I only had tire warmers for the KLX, okay? So, and I don't know where I can get tire warmers for freaking the Light B, man. Get the super skinny tires, man. So, that's kind of like, that puts us at a disadvantage against everyone else that has tire warmers and slicks, okay? That's what I'm gonna say. It's a freaking street bike, man. It's not really a race bike, all right? If I set it up just for racing, yeah, maybe we can get it a little bit faster. But we're also limited by the suspension that's on the Light B, okay? The suspension isn't very good on the Light B either. Alright, it's alright, alright? But those itty bitty skinny tires, they don't help either. They get caught in the cracks. and stuff, and you go sliding all over the place, one of these days Hayes Omega is just gonna crash really bad because he'll hit a crack and he'll just go sliding. Okay, but yeah, that track had a lot of cracks in it, a lot of cracks, like really big, like literally like this. There's like a gap you had to jump like this big, and there was like big potholes and stuff, and they're filling potholes up with dirt and stuff. I was like, oh boy. Yeah, that track is in need of serious renovation. That's what I'm saying. It needs a new coat of asphalt, is what I'm gonna say. All right. Yeah, there was just cracks all over the place, and it costs a lot of money to do that. So, I know they use that track a lot for drifting too. It's a popular drifting track. There's another track called Horse Thief Mile that's right next to it. That one's even more popular for drifting because it mimics like a toge. Okay, it's pretty cool. All right. Anyway, that is the lap analysis for the track days. Okay, so 131 and 133. Okay, 133 for the KLX, 131 for the Light B. For the fastest times, I would say, you know, the average time is really only like a second slower. And like I said, if the time seems like it's really big, you know, it's probably because I got stuck behind a slow rider. Okay, there was a lot of noob riders out there. Okay, they didn't really have what's the word, run groups. Okay, they didn't have an A, B, and C, you know, like like normal track days do. Like the C group, I'm usually stuck in the C group because it's my first time on the track. If you've never ridden the track before, you should probably be in C group. Okay, but then if you think if people are too slow in the C group, then you should probably move up to the B group in a day. That's probably what Hayes Omega is going to start doing, because I'm a pretty experienced track day rider now. Okay, and I've raced supermoto and all that stuff, so I'm pretty fast. I'm faster than a newbie, is what I'm gonna say. All right, so if you're a newbie, you should probably stay in a C group. And for Hayes Omega, he should probably stay. I've never ridden the track before, I should probably do the C group, figure out what's up with the track, you know, and then hop on out into the B group, you know, because it'll be a little more competitive. And sometimes it's kind of scary riding with people that, you know, have no track experience, because you don't know what they're gonna do. You don't know what to expect. The more experienced riders, you can kind of guess what they're gonna do, you know. Should I slow down? Should I speed up? Should I try to cut them off? You know, that kind of stuff. Yeah. The more it's actually easier riding with more experienced people. So let's say, okay, but Hayes Omega always gets passed by those people. Anyway, but yeah, there was no run groups like that. No run groups at all. So that's the story. And so there was like newbies on the track all day. It was pretty much an open track day, like I mentioned earlier in the video. Okay, it didn't matter. Like you got people with these really fast bikes, but they don't ride them very fast. Is what I say. Okay, like I say, hey, let me ride that thing on the track, man. I'll show you what it can do. So, but all I can say is, man, I wish I still had my Impulse TT. I think it would have ripped on that track, man. I think that would have been a great track for it. Unfortunately, there would have been no place to really charge it. Okay, there's no level 2 charger or RV power or 220 volt power anywhere around there, is what I'm gonna say. So that's kind of a bummer. If you'd have to bring like a big generator with you, and Hayes Omega only has a teeny tiny little one. Okay, so. Alright, so yeah, that's a track analysis for the first day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, dude, that Light B rips. I really enjoyed riding the Light B at Streets of Willow. If I could do it again on a cooler day, would be better. So the heat was just what was killing me. It was killing me and the bike. Okay, the KLX didn't care too much about the heat, but the Light B sure did, man. After noon, it just got really hot, and like after noon, it's just like, oh, I did not want to go on the track anymore, man. I would say, dude, we got a solid maybe hour, we got a solid like 3 hours of track time that day, so that's good. That's really good for a track I've never been at, and I have to say, I like this track a whole lot, dude. It's very technical. Is like I said, it's okay to ride mini bikes on it because it's that technical, but it is really wide too, though. For a smaller bike, you can kind of just pick the line almost, you know, like, yeah, you don't really have to use the whole track on a smaller bike is what I'm gonna say. That seemed to be the case for me. I could just kind of hug some of the corners, you know. There's some off camber turns that kind of hard to turn and stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I wish I can get a video of me riding, so I could see how I am how I look like out there. I think that would be really helpful if I can hit somebody to get a video of me riding, and then I look, and then I see hey, well, this is what I'm doing wrong. Oh, I'm not leaning the bike enough, you know. It's easy. Hades Megan knows, you know, if I watch somebody ride, and I can tell you how experienced and how good they are just by looking at them and how much they're leaning the bike and everything. I know I'm a good judge of, like, you know, how good a rider is, you know. And unfortunately, I can't tell how good I am because I can't see myself ride. I can't see myself in the third person, and that would really help a whole lot. I don't think I can get better unless I can physically see what I'm doing wrong. It would be nice if I can get somebody to chase me with the camera, and then I can see what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, because I think I'm kind of at that point where I'm kind of hit a wall, and I could get faster, but I just have to, you know, I need I need to practice better. So I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong, okay? But Ace Omega's alright. I'm not a noob, okay? I'll tell you that. Alright, Ace Omega out.